Hello. Hello and welcome back to episode 2 of Quarantine Cooking with Daniel. Today I'm going to be making a grilled cheese with some bread, of course. Going to use some butter, some olive oil, got some smoked honey ham that we're going to be putting on there with the cheese, as well as some great looking pepper jack cheese that I'm really excited to use. So let's get into today's episode. Our chef today is Daniel Hall. Daniel is a self-acclaimed chef, working several cooking-related jobs in his career. Daniel specializes in Asian cuisine, as well as cooking steak. His favorite meal to cook is stir-fry, and his nickname is FloppyPENGuinn. To start today, we're going to be using some pan spray so that the bread does not stick to the pan, because this is not a non-stick pan. You don't have to, you don't need a non-stick pan to cook a grilled cheese in. So, I'm going to be setting the burner to about 4. I'll definitely probably be turning that down after one of the sides of the grilled cheese is cooked. So, let's continue. Okay, so while the pan is heating up currently, we're going to be going ahead and putting some butter on our bread. So I'm just going to kind of spread it. And it works best if you, once you take it out of the fridge, if you wait, maybe 3 or 4 to 5 minutes, kind of gets the butter to where it's not super stuck together and it's a little easier to spread. So let's continue and finish doing this. And then, once the bread gets ready to put on the pan, I will be putting a little bit of olive oil on there. And that helps it not only tastes great because of the oil factor, but it also makes it look perfect with a nice golden brown touch to it from the oil. So another wonderful tip for cooking a grilled cheese is once the pan is getting pretty close to heated up like it is right now, just before we want to put our bread on there, we're going to go ahead and compile the cheese and ham or whatever else that you're cooking onto the other piece of bread that we're not going to throw on there first. And then we're going to gently set those on the bread once it gets on there. So now let's go ahead and carry over our plate to the stove area and put just a little bit of olive oil on our first piece of bread here. As you can see, I just lightly, just gently dab a little bit on there. Shake it around just a hair. And now that our pan is pretty much ready, we're just going to flip it on there just like that. And then pile our ingredients for the inner side of the sandwich on there. And gently set our other piece of bread on top. And now, the next step is you go ahead and get the butter ready and spread it on this piece of bread. So I'll talk to you whenever I get that done. Alright, so now I have the butter spread on the second piece of bread. It's still cooking on the first side, so we're not quite going to flip it over. A great technique to check, you just take your spatula and just gently slide it underneath, not too much pressure on there because you don't want to crumble the bread. And you just kind of see and wait for that nice golden brown look of the bread, the bottom piece of bread that's cooking. We're not quite there yet, but whenever we do get really close to that, right before I want to flip it over, I am still going to use the olive oil to glaze it on there just a little bit and get it nice and evenly spread on this top piece of bread, and then flip it right over. Alright, so the bottom piece of bread is just about done. So once again, I'm just going to lightly glaze the top side with some olive oil. You don't want to be too generous with this because then it'll be a little soggy on the bread, and that's a bad idea. Let's close up our olive oil. And now we're going to get ready to flip it. Double check the bottom side. Looks beautifully golden brown. Just give it a nice gentle flip like that. And as soon as you flip it, you always want to turn down the burner to the next slowest setting. So we're going down from a 4 to a 2 now. And we're just going to let this cook for just a moment. Once again, it had that butter and then the olive oil glazed on top. And this side is not going to take quite as long to cook. That's always a plus to cooking a grilled cheese. The second side always cooks faster than the first. Alright, so it's been about 2 minutes, and it looks like the second side is just about getting done. As I said, the second side always cooks a little faster than the first. So we're just going to gently place it on our plate, turn off our burner, switch that pan and spatula to the side, and we're going to take our handy dandy bread knife, looks like this, and we're going to gently press on one side and slice the bread in half diagonally, just like that, and it should go clean through just like that. Get that last little bit of cheese. All right, and now the last thing for our presentation, we want to take one side and gently place it on the other, just like that, for a beautifully grilled cheese. Gonna go ahead and clean up the plate as well in just a moment and get our shot. Today's judge is a returning quarantine cooking with Daniel judge, Judge Joe. Joe specializes in Southern breakfast cuisine as well as grilling various meats. Also, Judge Joe is a grilled cheese extraordinaire. Joe also taught today's chef many of his cooking skills at a young age. His favorite meal to cook is breakfast. Hello, Daniel. Hello, Judge. All right. So today I have a beautifully golden brown grilled ham and cheese featuring a honey smoked ham and pepper jack cheese on the inside. It should be perfectly melted.
Well, let's give it a look and see what we think. This is really an elegant looking grilled cheese. I see the butter lined around. Love that butter. And just the bread's just grilled perfectly, golden brown. And the ham and the cheese looks great, so let's give it a taste.
Okay.
That smoked ham flavor comes in, and then you get a bite of that cheese and just really sets it off. Really sets it off. This is a dynamite grilled cheese sandwich. I give that a 10. Good job, Daniel.
Thank you. Thank you, Judge.
Okay.
And yeah, today was a really good day. I felt really confident going in about a grilled cheese with ham, and I love making that. So I was really excited, really pumped up. And so I can't wait for next week. I'm doing my absolute favorite. I'll let you guys see what that is coming next week. And I'm just really glad that today went really well. I think it was awesome. The judge did a great job. I'm really pleased with his response, and I think it was awesome. So see you next time, guys. Be sure to subscribe below, like, and comment if you have any suggestions. Peace.